So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. CrazyCatLady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair educational for and entertainment purpose. It's like it's all they did. Well, those years ago. See? No, I don't want to do any more of it.
Alright, so it's been a while since I played this game. Can't believe it's already been 11 years since this game came out. Technically, it came out in 2013 and ended in 2014 because they released these episodes separately. So I'm talking about Wolf Among Us, and who knows when the second one will come out. But revisiting, because when I played it, I played it in my Xbox 360, so I forgot some of the stuff in it, but I did remember one character that kind of gave me, or I knew about, but I did not expect her to be in this game. And some of these characters I did not know about before I played this game, and I thought they were original characters, like for example, the Cricket Man. I just found out recently that he's from a nursery rhyme, and I've read it to myself. Like, I can totally understand why I probably never heard of this character, because his rhyme sounds not exactly one that my parents would read to me. So I know now why I never heard of it until I played this game. And like I said, I did not know until I watched a video on somebody else reviewing, and they told me that was a poem. So, and when you meet the Cricket Man, actually, you see his poem right above him, and on a mirror glass window, like they did in Beauty and the Beast in a Disney version. In this game, you play as the big bad wolf, and throughout this game, you're the sheriff solving a crime. So you go and there's like 3 different murders that happen they're trying to solve. 2 that happen that right in front of you, so you know how those happen, and there's couple optional murders that you can do. You don't have to, like, you can kill one of the Tweedles, and I think you can cut off Gretel's arm off. So you can be a very vicious wolf, or you can be a very nice wolf. It's up to you how you behave in this game. You can go around hitting everybody, or you can be offered everybody a job. The first episode, you go and find that the woodsman, the one who killed the big bad wolf, say Little Red Riding Hood, is trying to have fun with a prostitute, the Donkey Lady, and you're meant to save her and give her money to pay. And at the very end of the game, you find out that it's the Cricket Man she's paying off for Georgie, but apparently she doesn't have enough to give to him, and she wanted out. So did a troll that was grandma that looked like Snow White, and the Little Mermaid, who's named Narissa in this game, not Ariel, went off from stop being prostitutes and hookers and all those other things that girls shouldn't have to do in order to make money. After you get back and you try to go to bed, and you find out one of the 3 little pigs is in your house asking for smokes and drinks. It's named Colin, and he wants to make sure you don't take him to the farm, and same exact thing with Mr. Toad, who called you to go and take care of the woodland. You can decide to send either the Toad and Colin to the farm, because neither one of them want to get glamored because of how expensive it is. But throughout this entire game, Colin is actually defending you, but he still wants you to give him stuff for blowing one of his houses away. Either he's the pig that built the house of straw or a house of sticks. He's definitely not the pig who made the house of bricks. Otherwise, he would not be giving big beasts such a hard time about this. So it's not clear which one he is, but we just know he's one of those 2. And then we get a call from Snow White, who's our boss, and we find out that the girl we just saved, Faye, the donkey, skin girl had her head sadly chopped off because the ribbon got pulled off her face, because the ribbon off her neck has a spell. If it gets taken off of them, it comes off their neck. Unless the actual ribbon head girl does it, and then it takes off, and then it saves the other ones, because it's a spell that they cast as a streak. And also we met Beauty, not Belle, on the way up there and she was on the grass trying to hide from Beast, and you can either lie to the Beast that you didn't see her, or tell him the truth, and you can promise Belle, and probably promise Beauty that you won't tell Beast. So, are you gonna tell her that I will? So, and luckily she's not one of the prostitutes. She just works at the hotel where they can go and do the dirty deed. Because she owes money to the Cricket Man, because the apartment they live in costs a lot of money, and they don't want to get rid of any of the stuff they have in there. Because Beast wants to give Beauty a good life. So after we find out that FaZe has been killed, we're looking for the woodsman, because he's our only lead of who we think it is. So we find out after we talk to Snow White has a fight with Ichabod Crane, who's the deputy mayor of all things in this story. With we don't see him, but we have King Cole, who's the actual mayor, but he's not. He's just mentioned in the story. He's not actually in the game. So we find out that the woodsman's at the Trip Trap. If you know your fairy tale stories, it's the name of the Billy Goat's Gruffs. The ones who are trying to get away from the troll. And it's run by a troll. Who would have done which is weird. And the guy we meet in the bar is Gretel from Beowulf, the one who ends up being the son of Cain. So you wonder who that is. And later on, I think we meet Jack, but this Jack can be any number of Jacks, because you know how many Jacks there are in different fairy tales? They don't exactly tell you which Jack it is. It could be any of them. But after you can fight, Gretel tries to fight you. You can either hurt him really hard, or cut off his arm like Beowulf does in his folklore. And after that, the Tweedledee Chitterdum shows up, and also you can show up with back at Mr. Toad's place and see one of the Tweedles there too. So you can either choose to go after one of the Tweedles, or go after Woody. I went after one of the Tweedles. And you find out that he is pretending to be a detective like you. That's what the Tweedles think they are, but we all know they just work for the Cricket Man and help him get clients for him to owe him money. So that's, and the end of this first episode, we see Snow's head cut off. But at the end of the second episode, if you choose to either have Bluebeard, you know Bluebeard's story. His story is pretty brutal. He kills all his wives, and here he is in a torture room, torturing either the woodsman or one of the Tweedles. So you have to find out if one of them killed Snow, because you left Snow alone in the taxi after she told you to be careful, and you can tell her the same. So after we torture either one of the Tweedles or woodsman, Snow White walks in on us, and we find out that the snowman, the snow that we actually that was killed was not snow after all. It was somebody glamour to look like her, and we still have to find out who, and it ends up being a troll. So we had to go find out who killed this, and we also can go and find that one of that the Faye's husband, probably who did off himself. We go to his place and one of the Tweedles is hiding there. This was in episode 1. But that part can be pretty forgotten because not mostly it gets this only ones that get brought up is the troll and Faye all the time. So it makes perfect sense if you forget about her prince, because the game seems to forget about him after this moment. I never mention him again. So you go after him. You can. What day is he on? So you go to the pudding pie and we find out about Narissa, who is probably Faye. Remember to look the way she does. Look like Narissa. Because we don't know. Because by the end of the game, it hints that that character that be Faye that's still alive. Remember to look like somebody, look like Narissa. And she's a little mermaid here, not Ariel. But it's never really answered if that is Faye look like Narissa though. At all. So, but she's helps us after dance in front of Georgie, who's the one that's in charge of the club, and she offered to, since she can't tell us about the troll or Faye's death, she offered to have them get her an appointment at the hotel that they're at. They rent out where they do their business. So we meet Beauty there, and Beauty takes us to the room where the troll got killed. And we find out by looking at the clues after we beat up Beast, because Beast gets the wrong idea and thinks that we're gonna go and do it with Beast, Beauty, and we don't ever get to see the full Beast. We only get to see his horns. So we don't know if he's like in Disney or this is what he looks like. They're not gonna build up what he really looks like, unlike Big Bad Wolf. The room's pretty bloody here. When I first saw this back that day, it kind of disturbed me. Nowadays, since I know what it looks like, it's suspectable. But basically, there's like blood covered up on the bed, made it look like that Crane might have killed her here. But the thing is, Crane is a coward here, and he's a coward in his own story. He's also a pervert in his own story, because the only reason he goes after Katrina in the book is because of her dad's money. He does not want... He doesn't really care for her. Since back when that book takes place, teachers don't make that much money. So yeah. So you're thinking that he did it makes sense, and one her time you see most of the you can see the mirror circling around one of the characters. You can figure out that that Crane is watching us through the mirror, and the main reason he doesn't want to look like that he's gross and he's spying on Snow or dress almost look like her, doing a little act out, basically. So we find out we go after Crane. We can go to 3 different places. We can go back to the bar, the Tweedle's office, or we can go in Crane's apartment, which I did not get to see this time around because you're timed in order to find out which witch got him the glamour to help for the troll. And you go back to the bar. You find that both Gretel and Holly are both hung over of the fights because there was a funeral for Holly's sisters, and you can go there and interrupt, and the Tweedles show up and interrupt and trying to shoot Big B and trying to make him come with them, and then everybody sees what's going on, and Holly gets shot, and Gretel gets beat up a couple too, and so does Big B get shot a little bit too, so everybody's a little bit messed up, but not as bad as later on what happens with Big B. So the doctor, Winehouser, comes in, like, gives everybody a little drugged up, and especially Gretel, who wants to mix drinks with it. You know you're supposed not to mix meds with alcohol for fear of overdose. And Holly's asleep, and we can go through her sister's things trying to find the witch's stuff. Instead we go to the Tweedle's place and we find out what's the name of the witch, which is Greenhouse. And we're I'm a little bit late, but because maybe if you went up to Crane's apartment first, you would have saved you time. You would have been late, but it really matters. I think either way you still see the little girl. You still see the witch pretending to be a little girl instead. Either way. And you get an option here after you can get the little girl to turn back into the witch. You can either burn her tree or offer her a job. I went with offering her a job. But to me, the way she acts at the very end of if you kill Crane doesn't seem like she's very grateful. But alright, because if you say along at the very end, the rest does help you. But I think the witch is the one that's mostly mad about what happens with if you kill Crane. So after you go and that, you go and stop Crane from making Narissa spill the beans by using a ring that the witch gave him, but I guess the ring does not work anymore. And you can take Crane away, you can hit him if you want to, is one of the options. And this is where one of the scariest characters out there shows up, Bloody Mary, and she has silver bullets. The Tweedles are there. You can kill one of the Tweedles who shoot you up pretty badly. You think it's gonna be like a game over because of how bad they shoot you, but it doesn't happen that way. And they just keep shooting at you. You just keep on going. And and now Big B's looks like like a werewolf right here. He's standing up on twos, all gray fur. So, but still have not seen his final form yet. Because before this, you have seen him with the yellow eyes, and his hair around has big teeth and fangs. And the second form is him from it's like a werewolf. But this is only his second form, basically. And after you get shot by a silver bullet that Bloody Mary shoots at you and takes Crane, and Snow White saves you because somehow Bloody Mary got hold of Woody's axe and was about to cut your head off, but Snow White saves you. And the next episode is us waking up, having a nightmare of Bloody Mary, and Swiney's taking out all the bullets out of us and telling us, behave now, do not go out and get yourself hurt again. And this is when Snow wants us to start following the rules. You can either have Colin take it to the farm or have him stay. And this is when you go back looking for the Cricket Man, because that's who we saw the Cricket Man lines Big B to win, and so we to find out where they're at in the car. So then we had to go look for them. And the mirror got broken by him, so we can find one that got broken by Crane. So you can either choose to go to Jersey's shop or back to the bar and talk to Narissa. Oh yeah, you can also give Flycatcher a job if you want to. I went with giving going to, and also Beast and Beast and Beauty also need you to talk to them and find out that yes, they do owe money to the Cricket Man. And also we go to the butcher where Beast is delivering the clammers to the butcher, where we see you can have Bloody Mary there. So you can go to the butcher, offer the butcher's protection if you want to, which I did. And I also went down to the pawn shop where we find out somehow the woodsman did on his axe. And you can fight the Dirty Devil, which I don't know much about the Dirty Devil. I think he's like a mother of somebody. He ends up being like a dead goat. Like I'm not from Jersey, so I don't know much about that. I just about that folklore, but I do know about it a little bit. But you get to fight the Dirty Devil here, and you can take off one of his horns, and both you and Woody beat him up. And we find out that both these two can actually work together when they want to. And oh yeah, we found out earlier that Woody was gonna rob with a Red Riding Hood, but the only reason why he didn't is because Big B was there. And so he decided to be a hero. So if Big B wasn't there that day, that he would have robbed her and her grandma. So yep, that's surprised me, and that's what is like in this story.
I didn't say it. What makes you think I'm talking about someone else? What are you talking about? I've heard you so
We end up.
more than once. I hate myself.
So we find out where after we find the mirror shard, this was at the pawn shop. It was inside Bloody Mary's jacket.
I never thought it would be possible for you.
In Crane's jacket there, one of their jackets. Let me take it back. And Buckin, who is one of the monkeys from the Wizard of Oz, is the one that's fixed in the mirror for us. And here I think you can choose to have Toad stay or go to the farm. I think either way he goes there. I think you just save enough money. You can probably pay for him to get glamour, but I'm not sure. I didn't have enough money to do it, but I think I went with I won't send him to the farm. Is there a way for you not to send him to the farm? let me know. We find out where his the Crooked Man's door is, and here we meet all grown up Tiny Tim, and his leg's still busted up. So you wondering, did he ever have his leg healed? Nope, not in this story. Or doesn't matter that Scrooge helped him, I guess. He still were never healed. So Crooked Man ends up blaming Georgie for what happened to Faye and the troll. And basically, you could say Crooked Man did kill him since he told him to. So, like a lot of other people do, it's basically secondary murder. And the fact that he makes everybody go to him for money is also another thing. It's called blackmail. You do get a fight with a lot of pretty much everybody there. Bloody Mary, Georgie, the Tweedles, or just one of the Tweedles because you killed one of them, and Georgie. And Georgie gets stabbed, and you can go after and Bloody Mary shirts to make sure that he gets out there with one of the original Ribbon Girl. And we get to see his poem right above him, right above the Crooked Man, and they end up going like a mirror portal. Big B chases them down in his werewolf form after he beats everybody up there. And you can either, when you go after Georgie, you can either, the ribbon-head girl takes off her ribbon, or you can do it yourself, I guess. And you find out how the troll and Faye died. So, and you can leave Georgie there to die, or you can kill him yourself. And then you go and fight Bloody Mary, and you get to transform into a giant wolf, basically. After you find out being a werewolf's not good enough, is not against Bloody Mary, because Bloody Mary makes a bunch of copies herself, and we get to see her real form here too, which I have a picture of. Probably see it. And this fight is probably like one of the hardest fights in this game, which not very much, since this one's just mostly multi-conversation game and a bunch of quick time pictures. And here you can either choose to take the Crooked Man after he points a gun at you, and you can swipe the gun away. You can either decide to take the Crooked Man in, or you can decide to kill him. Now I guess I went with killing him. And I remember when you decide to let him live, he turns into like a raven as punishment. But if you kill him, a lot of them are mad at you until Narissa comes back, or you can leave if you get bad enough and not let Narissa there come there and save you. Only one that's really mad at you if you let Narissa do the talking is the witch. So yeah, I'm kind of happy I didn't leave that time, even though I have seen somebody leave. And then you talk to Narissa one last time, and she tells them that she blames herself for what happens to Faye and the troll. And then we hear a bunch of repeated lines that Faye and Narissa have said, and you can either, you're not sure if this is actually Narissa, Faye glamour to look like Narissa, or is this Narissa? Because the game ends with you going after her. Near find out, and now there's a trailer that we don't know if we're gonna get the second game, but we might end up fighting Wizard of Oz characters. So what do I think about this game after it being about 11 years old? I think it's really good, and after watching Once Upon a Time, I was thinking a bit, this is basically a Once Upon a Time version rated M, because it's both. Once Upon a Time is brought fairy tale creatures brought to our world, so is this one, and they had to force behave like regular people, but they just can't. So it's not the first time they did this story, but I'm not sure which one I like better. I think both of them do a great job, so I'm probably gonna give this game like an 8 out of 10. See you guys later. Hopefully we get Wolf Among Us 2. So bye bye, like, favorite, subscribe.